Well, hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and we are today on part 3 of our journal monthly. So this is the concertina book, the freebie book. Okay, so last week we did notepaper. Where did I stick that? Oh, I stuck it down completely, didn't I? And pockets. Okay, that's what we did last week. Today I want to do flip-flop booklets. I'm probably going to do 2, and our freebie element this week is wallpaper. So these are wallpapers that I have collected from the DIY stores. As you will probably be aware, you are free to take a sample. This one I think is going to be too heavy, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm probably going to end up with this one, I think. This one I do love and I've used many times, and actually this gold is sort of luxurious like that, and this brick wall or timber wall, no. So wallpaper is what I'm using today, and that's our freebie. Obviously it's quite big so we're manoeuvring it around the desk, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this panel. You see, this is like the whole panel, so I'm just going to get my little ruler. I've only got 2 of these panels left now. I did have quite a few, but I've been using it, which of course is what you're supposed to do. So just tear along there. Obviously it's a bit stiffer than the normal paper that we tear. If you haven't got wallpaper and you haven't got a DIY store near you to achieve some freebie samples, then you could use magazine pages, etc. Right, so this is slightly smaller, so I'm going to use this one. Now obviously I've had this in a roll, so it's a little bit curly, so I'm just going to roll it up the other way, try and straighten it out a bit, because it's been under my desk for quite some time. There you go, that's a bit better. Now these are obviously much too tall for our little book, so you're going to need to work out, you know, where you're going to cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down here. I'm going to use that as like my 2 halves, so we can now handle it a bit better, can't we? Okay, so this is going to be a little bit like just making a coin purse or whatever. So if I offer it there, very, very simple. I'm going to fold it in, and then I'm going to fold it in again. I want to make sure it overlaps slightly. And because obviously I've got to cut quite a lot off, this is where I need to decide, do I want the bottom half with the butterfly? Get 2 out of this actually, won't I? Or do I want the top? Well, if I'm going to get 2, I might as well just go for it. So if I open it out, because I know I've got different sized areas, if your areas, excuse me, are all the same, then you could obviously just work to the middle. And luckily, look at that, I'm going to be able to cut or tear, whatever, just below that tassel, and then I can get the tassel on the other one. I am going to cut it because I don't want it completely raggedy. So I should at least line it up, Claire, I think. Obviously it'll be a bit of a disaster. Right, and we're going to go on that one. There. So how are you all? Are you all happy, safe and well? Excuse me, I swear I've got some kind of cold going on. So there's one. We're starting to add some real nice colour now. And then we'll measure, and oops, we'll measure this one. I don't even know if I'm on camera. So that one, we can probably cut just above that flower. So just above that flower, whatever the line is, there. Okay, put that knife away. Now, we don't need the actual book at the moment because I want to work on these as little, you know, flop open booklets. So I'm just going to reinforce that because it is wallpaper. It does need a good press down. Okay. So obviously we're going to stick that piece down and we're going to be able to open out these. So I need to decide whether I want to put on an opener or a thumb hole. I think because my overlap is so small, I'm going to go for an opener. Now I've got these well towels courtesy of the lovely Carol. They were sent to me. Oh, that fits nice with that one, doesn't it? And there's a gold stripe one in here somewhere. This one, which I think will go on there. You can, you know, I don't think many of us have got these and we're always moaning about not having them. You could cut a standard square tab to go on there, whatever you want. So the first thing is I obviously need to fold that and just double make sure this is what I want. And I think that's going to be awesome because it really picks up those pinks. Now I'm so sorry about this, about my coughing. Trust me, it's annoying me more than it's annoying you. And then I think this one will go on there. Yeah, that works quite nicely, doesn't it? Right, okay, so that's them. Now, obviously, we want it to be interesting inside. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an old book and I'm going to use a book page. Now, you can use whatever books you've got. If you haven't got books, I'm sure we've said many times you can acquire books from the local charity shop for like 50p. It wouldn't be free, but I mean, there's not much you can get for 50p these days, is there? So all I'm going to do is get my dirty mat up, which is currently clean, because look at that, I gave it a good old wash. And I'm just going to run glue stick all over it. And I'm going to line this wallpaper with some book page. Because that back is very boring, isn't it? Okay, so just literally gonna pop it on, try and make sure it's straight, because words going the wrong way is a bit odd. And just overlap it slightly there. I'm gonna run, this is all curling up, it will flatten as it sort of dries. It was already curly and now we've made it damp on one side, so it don't quite know what to do with itself. I'm going to leave that edge because I'm going to put something decorative there. So I'm going to turn it over, tear off my pieces, keep them for another day. And now you need to decide what you want to do with your flip flap book, because do you want to have images? Do you want to have even more pockets? How much stuff are you going to be putting into your little journal? You know, it's up to you to decide. So just reinforce those folds back in. Now I've got a nice, well, I like it, a nice rough edge. If you don't like that and you'd rather it was neat and tidy, then obviously you can run round it with your scissors. Now I'm going to glue this on because I've got it lined. So now we can lift it up and open. Okay, that's that one. Going to do exactly the same to the other one, and then I'm going to start to decorate them. Excuse me, I've got some kind of weird cold from somewhere. It's not come out to the extent that it makes me feel ill or anything, it's just a ridiculous cough and a runny nose. It's bizarre. Right, let's go to the, oh no, it is all the same, this bit. Right. Well, that wasn't very good, Claire, was it? Because I'm doing it with my left hand. Right. So exactly the same thing, I'm lining it up. And I mean, if you wanted to be truly free, then you could do this with newspapers. I don't know about you, but we get a free newspaper come through the door. You could definitely use that. I just realised I left open glue there, didn't I? So I need to get that back open. I was seeing that. Now on this one, I'm actually going to go all the way, just so they're slightly different. Like that. We'll flop that over. Get rid of all these again. Again, keep them. Can make clusters and all sorts out of them. And then this last little bit on this edge. Okay, reinforce those folds and put down our other opener. Like so. Do you know what I've just realised? I bet you realised, didn't you? Oh well. I've put them the wrong way round, haven't I? The pink one was supposed to be on here and the gold one was supposed to be on there, but hey ho, I've done it now. It is what it is. Right, now decoration. I've got 2 free books here. This is the Tesco's magazine. Now it is mainly food, so that is potentially an issue, but I've also got this local magazine that's got some pictures in it. Not many of them haven't been written over, but you know. You may have, oh look at him, we're definitely going to have him because I'm a dog person. He's definitely going in there. And just obviously whatever pictures you want to use. Oh, there's another dog, look. I know there's some people in here as well. Oh, Lisa Ono. If you've got fashion booklets, I mean, I know I get a Joe Brown's book come in fairly frequently. There's a person. And I'm just going to make a bit of interesting collage inside my Halloween, if you're into Halloween. See, it's quite annoying because they put all these things on, obviously, to advertise it, but it's a free magazine. It is what it is. You do what you can. Right, let's start with these and see how we get on. So I've got my scissors. I'm going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. Now, obviously, we're probably only going to want about that much of her, so I like to do a big fussy cut first of all. Right, now this is obviously advertising the coat. So, get rid of that. I am going to fussy cut her all out, although it might have been nice if there wasn't writing all over it to have had the heels in the background. But she looks dressed, does she not, to be walking her dog. So I'm just building myself a story to go with, you know, the collage that I want to make from what I've got for free. So that needs to be a little bit of glue on there. Right, now if we say that I find in my fold to see how much I've got, so we could put her there. We can put her big fluffy dog in the middle because he's quite a big image, isn't he? Now obviously you will have different magazines, different images to me and different tastes to me. So the things that you put onto your flip out collage will obviously be different to what I'm doing. But that's absolutely fine because to each their own, it's what makes the world go round. Now he will sit, where's the fold? Yep, you see he fits in there beautifully. And then maybe when they've been walking in the hills, they need to come back and have a bit of a warm up with a glass of something tasty. I love it, Serrano. It's because of the almond flavour. I'm not a drinker, I'm really not. I probably have alcohol once a fortnight, if that often. But this is one of the things that I do like. Because as I say, it's got that almond flavour. So, will this actually fit on there? That's what I thought. It's quite big, isn't it? I'm just wondering. I don't see enough of it to put the dog on. Right, well I do want this, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a smaller bottle. There we go. Make it a smaller, narrower bottle, and then that fits on. I don't think I'm going to use the glass, but I'm not going to throw that away because it's something that might come in handy for something else. Try that. Right, now we need to give some life to these pictures, don't we? So, what other things have I got that are going to bring them to life? I've got some old calendar here, but these images are much too big. You could revert back if you've got, you know, more birthday cards and things. But here, now, I suppose they're not technically free because these are things that I've done, which means, you know, I've used ink and paper. But they're done and they're here on my desk, so we could have some of that. I think that would be nice. Oh, this is old tea bags glued together. Now they are definitely free, so we could use a bit of that. This one is just, look, green and black paint on a book page, but that might add for good background. And there's another greeny swirly one there. Right. So let's have a look at how we build our backgrounds. So obviously we don't want to put that with that because it's the same colour. It might, oh, now look how it diffuses when we go over. So we could maybe diffuse that slightly by having that there. That could be nice. I think the brown will be great behind the dog, but I think we could also maybe have a bit of this where it goes green and black, just because, you know, dogs like playing fields and the like. I don't know. Right, okay. And then we have to think about her, and I think she is going to go on this green because they've been walking in the fields. So I don't want to cover the whole thing. I just want like a topper. So this could be, you know, the fields. So we can put this there. There's the fields. There's her. It's all obviously going to need trimming. And I think we're going to have a little bit of this just for variation in the fields. So That's going to go sort of like that, and that will be her. So I'm going to tear this off about there. Okay, so glue across and get this stuck down, and then this is going to sit on top, so I'm going to glue that corner. Now I have got my words upside down, but I think there's so much paint on that corner that you can't really see it. And then she is going to come. Oh look, we can meet that there. That was an accident, but how clever is that? And where does it fold? It folds there, so she needs to come back and down a little bit, so she doesn't quite meet that. But that wasn't a plan, that's something that I thought was going to be a happy accident. Oh, I pulled her head off. That's the only thing when you work with these thin papers. So we'll put the body down first, because I've decapitated her. Sorry, missus. And then I can put her head back on. So that needs to go there, like that, and then her head needs to join back on there. I'm going to turn it over and trim all this off. Sorry, I've got no idea what that noise is outside or why. Sounds like a trolley jack or something. Anyway, so there's our first one. Then I'm going to tear down a piece of this for my doggy, which folds there. So I'm going to put that there. And then just fill in the extra bits. No, there. Like so. And then my little doggy, where does it fold? There and there. So my little doggy, I want to come really right over to that side, because then we can get a little bit more of this, oops, behind him. So I'm just going to tear to get rid of that white line. That's why I tore forwards rather than backwards. See, done it again. Anyway, that will be hidden, I think, behind him. Let's have a look. So we need that the other way round, don't we? Sorry, I've got no stories, so I'm not very chatty. Just happily gluing. And of course it's Friday. Here we go again, another weekend. I can't believe it. The question now, of course, is, and I can't see much of that green, so I might move him over just a little bit, like so. this little fold out booklet that looks like a library book because of the other side could be one woman and her dog. It's a bit like me, isn't it, really? Just make sure that you're in the right zone, that you can get your dog in, or whatever it is you're choosing. Turn him over, get rid of our extra bits. And now on this side we've got our Di-Serrano, and am I going to use the tea bag to diffuse it? I feel like if I'm gonna, I want to diffuse part of it, not all of it, to make it a little bit more like artistic. So I'm going to go there. And I don't want that to be a straight line either, do I? Oh, get off. That bit's stuck to me. There we go. And I'm going to glue it down like that. So I'm going to label this. Label it? Goodness me, Claire. I'm going to glue it. I don't know what happened there. Did the shape remind me of a label? Is that what that was? Who knows? I see somebody else has got a cough. Perhaps it's that time of year. Right. I'm going to make sure I glue on the glossy gluey side, because I don't obviously want the gloss. And then I'm going to offer that about there, just for some arty-farty diffusion. And I might even then add a bit more up there. Okay, so there is my first little booklet, and inside is totally different from what you would expect it to be. So where's my book? Where am I going to put this one? Do you know what? I think it deserves to be right there when we open the book down. So I'm going to glue it down. And again, I'm using glue stick because it's only paper. It's a paper. You can use whatever glue you choose to use. So I make sure that you don't interfere with your fold and that you've got it nice and straight. Open it out. Press it down. There you go. So goes the other way, Claire. Okay, and you can see it's starting to pad out. Now, what would I like to do with this one? Because obviously I don't want them. That's actually stuck back down, hasn't it? How annoying. It's because I put a load of stuff on top of it. There we go. I don't want it to be exactly the same. So I'm thinking that maybe on this one, these pages are all the same in this book, whereas in this book they're different, and we've got pictures. So let's have a look at these pictures that are just sort of staring at me as I open it. Right, so we've got, oh, naughty schoolboys. Are they naughty schoolboys? Who knows? But that would fit on nice, wouldn't it? We've also got this Neptune In. It's funny because that one's got alcohol in. There's me saying, no, I don't drink. And we've got this lovely lady, but I think she's going to be too tall. But I do want these boys, so... And that's the other thing, you know, when you're looking in the charity shops and the like for books, don't dismiss the children's section, because the children's section is where you will find lots of illustrated books, and of course they give you pictures. So I'm going to tear this down that writing. And that is going to give me a flip flap. So tear that off. How tall do we need it? We'll tear off this bit at the bottom. This really old paper, it does tear beautifully, but you need quite a wide piece. Right, so there's my fold. I don't really want it right on the fold. Bring it in a little bit and put it there. Make sure we get it straight. And then that is going to lift up. We need to find another one. Now, unfortunately, this is the book that's been drawn on. Oh, do you know what? If they're naughty schoolboys, do they try and sneak to the pub? Not that I ever did that, of course. So yeah, as I say, don't dismiss children's books. You get great illustrations in children's books. And then there's my fold. So if I put that about there, then that is going to open out. That is going to open out, and because it's short, we know there's something behind it. And then I feel like I want another picture to go in there, but I think she's too small, too tall and too narrow. So let's have a little look. Oh, flowers. Although we've got naughty boys, haven't we? Naughty boys are not going to be interested really in flowers. They might be interested in birds, so I'm going to use this one, or even that one. Let's have a look at this. I think this one actually. Actually, do you know what? Do I want to do that as a flip down as well? And then you could hide something behind that. So if you really wanted to, we glue that as a bottom flap. That can go about there. That's going to fit up, that's going to fit over, and that one is going to fit over that way. And you can see that you've got 1, 2, 3 different images. And as I say, you could, I don't know, what have I got? I haven't got anything to hand, have I, that's little? You could just hide that in there. Secret message from someone or whatever. Yeah? So, what are we putting on the other side? Well, I've also got this here. This, oh, well, it's a book page again, isn't it? Because you know how I love a shoe. But I suppose they don't really go with the boys, do they? So I better not use them. I've also got this book, which is the fairies book. And these are lovely. Now, I know they're not very boy orientated. You have to be careful always, obviously, because there are lots on both sides. But they look like boy fairies, so I'm going to use those ones for my sides, I think. So let's see if this is the right size. That would be awesome. Oh yeah, look, that's perfect size. So I'm going to put that one on that side, and hopefully this will be perfect for this side. And then I'm going to shoot off, find some lunch, because my belly is rumbling. Ah, okay, so we need to take a bit off that side. Said it's wing clipped, like most naughty boys. That's quite appropriate, really, isn't it? So I'm going to put this one on here. What's that one? Oh, oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. I overshot my fold. There you go. I knew it was the right size, I just put it in the wrong place. Don't do that. There you go. And then this one does definitely fit on there. So we've got two little flippy floppies. And today's 20th, so Friday the 20th. So we've got definitely one more week, which is the 27th, but I think that's probably going to be our last one, isn't it? Right, so let's open this out, and that's on that side, so I want to turn it over and get some colour on this side. And I think this one is going to go in there like that. So just get some glue on here, because of course it doesn't all fit on camera. It's so much of it. It hardly fits on my desk, let alone on camera. Okay, so middle, I said, didn't I? Make sure we put it up the right way and we don't interfere with our fold lines. Okay, there you go. So, folding, 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 over, no, over and down. There you go, look, it's definitely starting to fill up. And obviously it doesn't want to stand up now because it's top heavy this side. But we're getting there. It's all going to be good. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. This week's project. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.